Hey guys, Sam here, welcoming you back to the Bradford City Road to Glory career mode, and I'm welcoming you to the Season 2 finale. As you can see, 6 games left in the league. We sit in 3rd position going into these last 6 games, 3 points behind Fulham, 5 points behind Hull City, and we are gunning for those top 2 spots. We were first for so long in the season. Unfortunately, we did lose our spot in the last episode. We finished 3rd after we lost to Fulham, giving him that bit of advantage. And today we got a lot of tough games, one of them being Hull City, so it's going to be very, very interesting. But 6 massive games for you. And going into this, I pretty much knew that I needed to pick up points in every single game. And we kick off against Burnley, who are a very good side on FIFA, and of course in real life as well. They've gotten relegated back to the Championship. Hopefully they can do well this coming season. I do like Burnley as a side. I liked the team. I liked Sean Dyche. I thought they were very good. And just a very honest team, you know. I just thought, I really liked the feel of Burnley. Unfortunately, they did go back down. But I guess it's not that bad, because we have a lot of teams with the same colour schemes, Aston Villa and West Ham already. So we didn't necessarily need another one of them. But they do go 1-0 up in this game against us, and Ben Williams again unable to make a save. I was talking about him last episode, and a couple of you guys left comments in the comments section, which I do appreciate very much. I read and respond to as many as I can. I read all of them. I respond to as many as I can, depending on, you know, how busy I am at the time and stuff like that. But a couple of you guys I read were saying, you know, you can sign another keeper. You know, Ben Williams isn't the be-all, end-all. And a couple of you guys were actually suggesting that we do get a new goalkeeper next season. So I might do that. And another one of you was also saying that you won't mind if I exploit the free agents, you know, bring in a couple of free agents, which is good. I like to hear that, because it's a very touchy subject. A couple of people don't like the free agency, and I've noticed those people really get passionate about it and don't like it when YouTubers use it a lot, so I won't use it too much. I'll sign a couple players from the free agents, but I feel like in a Road to Glory career mode that they're very overused free agents, and I didn't necessarily want to do it. But one of you said that it was okay, and I'm sure you know, there's not too many problems if I sign a couple of them. But the main target is, of course, Lloyd Isgrove, as I was saying. We go into this game against Preston, and Andy Halliday scores one of the best long shots that I've scored in this team. And of course, we've scored some brilliant long shots with the likes of Billy Knott. Dylan Motley-Henry just last episode scored an incredible long shot. And Andy Halliday takes that one it was just intense. It was just such a good volley. Just a pure strike of the ball. And the keeper just stood and watched, and we go 2-0 up against Preston later on in the game. And that pretty much closes everything off. And it was 3 points. After we did drop points against Burnley, we lost 1-0 in that game. Pretty much, when we lost against Burnley, it was we needed to win the last 5 games to have a shot of making the top 2. And we had to rely on Fulham to drop points. And we do have a game against Hull as well, which is coming up. And, you know, the inconsistency of this second half of the season, who knows what's going to happen. But I sort of put on my serious game face, and I really concentrated on getting the 3 points. You know, I honestly, I knew that I had to win every single game. My back was against the wall, the pressure was on, and we came out and knocked out this game very nicely. 2-0, very solid, clean sheet, a couple goals, not the worst. You know, to get the 2-0 win, it's a very solid win. And unfortunately, Preston North End do drop a couple more points, and they're actually in the relegation battle, so hopefully they can survive, because Preston is one of those English teams that have really struggled to get back to the top flight. Preston used to be quite a decent team back in the day, and it is sad to see teams like that go down. And even with Leeds United, even though I'm a Manchester United fan, I'm doing a Bradford, even something like a Leeds United, it's odd to see them in the lower divisions and hear about these great teams like Leeds United. It's like, you know, I grew up in an age where Leeds United weren't successful, but someone else grew up in a era that they were successful. So you always want to see teams that deserve to do well. And Preston, not Preston. Yeah, no, sorry, Preston. I was actually talking about Preston. Preston is one of those teams that I want to see do well, not only in FIFA, but in real life as well. Because I would like some of those English teams that, you know, got financially hit, you know, pretty badly. I would like a couple of them to get back, you know, into the top flight of football and just have that fairy tale story. That's what I really want to see. A team like Southampton. Southampton did that. They came back to the Premier League, and it's like a fairy tale story. But we got to move on, and we got to face another relegation battling team in Leyton Orient, a team that actually got promoted with us from League One to Championship. And the difference in the class of these two teams now is more prevalent than ever. We are battling for an automatic promotion, and they're trying to get out of the relegation zone. I believe they're at the bottom. They're rock bottom, I believe, Leyton Orient. And it just shows that how far we've come since League One. The team is a lot better. A lot of the players are a lot better. We've signed some quality signings. Hopefully make Lloyd Isgrove permanent. That's the one thing that I want to do in the summer transfer window, which will be in the next episode, so something to look forward to for you guys to see whether or not we get Lloyd Isgrove permanently, what formation we'll be playing, who we're going to sign. It's going to be very interesting, but we do go 2-0 up here against Leyton Orient. A great goal by Chuba Akpom, someone who stepped up a lot in this second half of the season. He's picked up a lot of votes in the MVP race as well, and with Sam Gallagher's injury, it opens up the door for him to try and catch up to Ben Williams, and it's probably going to come down to those two at this point, and you will find out who is the MVP at the end of this episode as well. I'll be showing the top 5, and I'll be adding up the votes as well, so you guys will be able to see who was the MVP of the season. That's, a huge, huge honour. Of course, last season it was Zoko, and we weren't able to get him permanently because we just didn't have the budget. So yeah, I guess if you're the MVP, you're not going to be playing for us anymore. No, not actually, but that's how it worked out for the first MVP. It'll be interesting to see who's the second MVP. Because it's a close one. Last season it was really, really just a one-sided horse race. It was Zoko all the way. This one, it's a lot more tight. You got Akpom, Gallagher, and Ben Williams. You got Gallagher and Ben Williams who were at the top for a very long time. Akpom, who's sort of like come out of nowhere. But you've also had the consistent performers such as, the likes of Lloyd Isgrove, even Billy Knott, Gary Little, players like that who have consistently performed well, gotten a couple of votes here and there, not really made the biggest of splashes, but have picked up the votes and silently raked up the votes. Those are the players also that have a shot, because you never know who I've voted for, and 2 or 3 votes in my favour, you never know what's going to happen. So the MVP race is definitely going to be an interesting one going into the last couple of games. One of those games being the Hull City game that I was mentioning earlier, and we do go up 1-0 after Tom Lawrence made a beautiful run and a beautiful shot at goal, and he put us up 1-0. Unfortunately, Tom Lawrence is not someone that I'm looking to sign permanently. He was decent. He was a decent loan signing, an extra squad player, but nothing too serious, and I never considered it. I never ever considered signing him permanently. Unlike Jack Grealish, I did, but I don't think we're going to have enough money for him. Gary Little here smashes in a second goal. Another player who's impressed me this season so far. This guy last season was our 4th choice central midfielder. He's quite old actually. He's going 29 to about 30 now. But I do still like him, and I do want to continue playing him in the Premier League. I feel like he'll suit the Premier League very well. He's strong. He's not the quickest, but I believe that he can perform well in a midfield 3, maybe a midfield 4. I don't know what formation I'm going to be playing next season. And Billy Knott here showing what he does best. The grit and the determination on the young central midfielder. And, he just kept chasing the ball, and eventually he got it. And we go 3-0 up in the first half against Hull City, and this was when I just went ultra defensive, and I just sat back and took the win pretty much, and Hull City were demolished. And this is just the inconsistency in our team. If anything, this just shows how inconsistent we can be. Losing 1-0 to Burnley, and all those losses that we suffered in the last episode, and then demolishing Hull City 3-0, top of the league Hull City. It just shows our inconsistency. It is a bit mind-boggling. I don't know. This team either shows up or it doesn't. That's just sort of how it is. There's no in-between. But we do pick up all 3 points with a 3-0 win and a massive, massive confident boost going into the last stretch, the last couple of games of the season. 8 shots, 7 on target for us. Complete domination of Hull City. So, yeah, as I said before, massive confidence boost going forward. It's exactly what we needed to get us over the line in the next couple of games. Of course, pick up as many points as we can. And at this point, it seems like we're chasing Fulham for the 2nd spot. You never know after this win against Hull City, but Hull City have been picking up the wins up till now, so it's unlikely that we can catch Hull City. As you can see in the bottom right corner, they were on 91 or something like that, and Fulham were on 88, so it's a bit of a tough one, bit of a stretch to catch Hull City, but I think we can catch Fulham. We just need them to drop points. We need to continue winning, and pretty much that'll mean that we will end up being second. So we just have to hope that one game they drop points, and our next game is against Charlton Athletic, and we start brilliantly with Harrison Reed, of all people, to score a left-footed volley. Quite odd. Harrison Reed doesn't score many goals. He's not that kind of player that lights the world on fire, despite having orange hair. But he did score. Yeah, that was a fantastic goal from Harrison Reed. I'm not used to him scoring goals. He's a player that very much just controls the game, dictates the play, and just lets other people do, the flashy stuff. He's sort of just, is the fundamental player in the team. But he scores a fabulous goal, and Leyton Orient adds to that tally with a beautiful finesse shot. Hopefully, another one of our young talents going forward in the next season. I can only have my fingers crossed that Southampton and himself are both willing to let him go. And hopefully we can sign him permanently. Two-time loan signing. Hopefully it's not a 3-time loan signing. Hopefully it is a permanent signing next season, because he is just so good, and he will help us so much in the Premier League to, keep us in the Premier League next season. That'll be the main focus, to just sort of stay in the Premier League. But we weren't done there yet. Charlton Athletic weren't getting away that easy. Another goal for Chuba Akpom, who's been absolutely killing it. This guy, I don't know if you guys have been noticing how many goals he scored, but he's in the contention for the Golden Boot at this point. He really has scored that many goals. He's stepped up since Sam Gallagher's injury and really has taken over. Since Sam Gallagher's second injury, I should say. And he's really, really stepped up. And he showed that we can rely on him if we need. If he needs to be the main man, the sole striker up front, he's shown me personally that he knows what he's doing. I can rely on him. And Harrison Reed ends off the game with just a blinder of a goal. Just an amazing finesse shot from outside the box. I've already talked about how much I love those goals, the finesse outside the box goals. And that is one of the best I've scored. Look how far out we are. The ball is bouncing. He takes it on. And the keeper just watches it. And Harrison Reed with a brace? What? I never thought I'd say that. He's definitely not, a goal scorer, but he does it this game, along with Chuba Akpom and Leyton Orient, the other two goal scorers, and we pick up a 4-0 win against Charlton Athletic. We seem to be getting our mojo back as soon as the season ends, so, not the best time to actually be playing well. I mean, it is, in a way, but if we had been playing well in the last two episodes, we wouldn't have to be playing this well now. Harrison Reed with a 9.4 rating, absolutely brilliant. 8.8 for Leyton Orient and Chuba Akpom, who were the other goal scorers. 10 shots, 9 on target, 70% possession. This was one, if not the best performance ever in these 2 seasons that I've done with Bradford City. I can't even think of another game where we finished the game with 70% possession. But going into the last game there, you can see Fulham did drop points. Hull City picked up all their points, so 95 points for them. We can't catch them. All we need is a draw, and we have confirmed our automatic promotion, and we don't need to play in the playoffs, which is just what a turnaround this episode has been. We were third, 3 points behind Fulham. Now we are second, 2 points ahead of them, and we get to play Derby County in our last game of this season. And we go for a very defensive approach. I go for a 5-3-2, and I play Leyton Orient as a right forward, just to see how it works out, just to see what exactly happens. Going forward next season, I was mentioning if I should play a 4-1-2-1-2 and maybe have him as a right forward and see how that works out. I'm not sure. I really don't know what I'm going to do with Leyton Orient next season if I do sign him, because I'm not going to have a quality left winger unless I go out and unless there's a free agent who's good enough. I could play him as a right central midfielder, as I was saying, in a narrow 4-1-2-1-2. That was my thought. Let me know, of course. Of course, your input is always appreciated, and I always read your and take it into consideration as well. So make sure you put your Make sure you put your input in the comment section below. That's why it's there. But yeah, Derby County is our last game. All we need is a point, and we earn ourselves a penalty. It was actually Leyton Orient running down the wing, showing why we should be signing him permanently. Chuba Akpom steps up and smashes the goal in, and this guy, at this point, is really in contention for the Golden Boot. He's, I think, first or second at this point. He's overtaken Gallagher as far as goals scored, that's for sure. And Akpom has stepped up so much. He's been picking up MVP votes, he's been scoring goals, and he has definitely been one of the most vital players in this second half of the season. With all the injuries, with all the difference, the changes in the team, Akpom has been one of the most consistent, and he's been one of the best performing. I mean, he's stepped up so much, and I'm thankful that we've had him because he's provided a lot of goals and opened up a lot of opportunities for our team. Lloyd Isgrove adds to the tally and makes it 2-0 within the first half, and it seems like at this point we've got our automatic promotion. And even though it does seem like we're getting our automatic promotion, I still can't help but feel that we lost that league title, just so stupidly on a couple of results that just didn't go our way. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. We were first for so long this season, and we slipped up and let go of the silverware, and it just, even though we got the automatic promotion, and even though going into this season, I didn't even expect to get promoted, because I didn't think the team was that good. I didn't think it was good enough, if I'm being completely honest. Overall, rating-wise, compared to the other teams, I didn't think we'd make the top 6. That was the main focus, try and get top 6. But we were first for so long, and to have dropped that, and then clawed back and got the automatic promotion. It's been a very up and down season, it's got to be said, but Derby County made sure that we weren't leaving on a high note. Even though we were getting the automatic promotion, they wanted us to concede a goal before we left Derby. So yeah, it was a good goal. Nothing to take away from that Derby County goal. I think another team that's fighting relegation in this season, so yeah, I don't think we've done them any favours by putting them down 3-1, but it's a brilliant goal, that. Similar to Tom Lawrence's goal earlier on in the episode, but yeah, very good goal from Derby County, but unfortunately that wasn't enough. 3-1 to Bradford City, and we pick up all 3 points and earn ourselves automatic promotion. So yeah, very happy with the result, and happy with today's episode in general. 1 loss and 5 wins. 5 wins in a row to end the season. Very well done. But again, it's kind of bittersweet, because I do feel like we could have won some silverware and won the league, which would have been incredible. Really would have. Unfortunately, we didn't, and we're going to have to walk away as the runners-up in the championship. But it does mean that we are confirmed for being in the Premier League next season. Lloyd Isgrove picks up the final MVP vote, and I'll be showing that right at the end, after I've showed you the league table and the squad report. Of course, Ben Williams played 55 games for us this season, 26 clean sheets. That's nearly a clean sheet every 2 games. He went up an overall of 2. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll be our starting goalkeeper. If we can find someone better, we definitely will. A lot of great players. Jan Hyung-soo was incredible. Halliday and Darby were great. Andrew Davies, our other centre-back, went down a bit, and I think I'm going to be looking for a different centre-back next season, maybe a free agent. Little, Reed, and Not in the middle were just so good. Isgrove and Chuba Akpom, of course, very good as well. Hopefully we'll be signing Lloyd Isgrove permanently. As far as the substitutes, Tom Lawrence, I'm not really interested in signing him permanently. James Meredith came back from injury. He performed when he could. Dylan Motley-Henry was good. The likes of Sheehan came in when he needed to. Billy Clark did a job when he needed to. Jason Kennedy the same. Gallagher was injured for a lot of the second half of the season. Jack Grealish was injured as well, which is why he didn't feature for this episode. But yeah, the team in general did very, very well. Hopefully we can sign Lloyd Isgrove permanently. I don't think we'll be signing Jack Grealish permanently here. We got knocked out by Aston Villa 1-0, and they went to the final and lost 2-1. And in the Capital One Cup, the same thing happened. We got knocked out by Aston Villa 1-0, and they lost 2-1. The exact same scorelines. I'm flipping through them here because I couldn't believe it. The exact same scorelines. 1-0 to us, and then 2-1 in the final. As for the championship playoffs, Fulham didn't even make the final. They lost to Cardiff, who lost to West Brom, who beat Middlesbrough. So that's how it works out. West Bromwich Albion back in the Premier League. Fulham just not doing it. They came third by a point, and then they were a point ahead of West Brom, and they couldn't even make the final. They could not even make the final. As for the Copa Europe, it was Bayern who took down Spurs, who were the Europa League winners, because that's all Spurs know how to be in, the Europa League. Champions League, Manchester United making it all the way to the final, losing 1-0 to Bayern Munich, so they go back-to-back Champions League winners. Benfica were in the semi-finals, which is pretty impressive as well. And in the Europa League, it's Valencia who beat Inter Milan 2-1, but no one really cares. As for the Premier League, Chelsea are the champions, Spurs are second, so I was talking shit about them, but they did end up being second. And United and City are the other 2 Champions League sides. Stoke, Arsenal, and Liverpool, I believe, making the Europa League, with Everton maybe making the Europa League. I'm not sure how the Europa League works too much. I think Europa League 8th might have to play a qualifying game. And then you got Villa and stuff like that. And QPR, Blackburn, and Watford get relegated. But that is how the league finishes. That is how Season 2 ends. 30 wins for Hull City. Very, very impressive. We came second. As far as the relegation battle, Preston North End did in fact save themselves, but Derby County did go down due to our 3-1 defeat. Well, they couldn't get out of it anyway. And Leyton Orient, and I didn't see the other team who got relegated, so I apologise. But what you guys really want to see is the MVP runnings, and this is how it ends. In 5th position, with a combined total of 10 votes, 4 from EA, 6 from me, it's Gary Little, a player who impressed the hell out of me this season, and he performed so well. Very proud of Gary Little, and he gets the 5th spot. In 4th, with a total of 11 votes, 5 from EA, 6 from me, it's Lloyd Isgrove, 11 votes for the youngster. Hopefully we'll be signing him permanently, and we can call him our own player, our own young talent. In 3rd position, with 10 votes from EA, just 3 votes from me, it's Ben Williams, 13 votes, incredible goalkeeper for this season. Unfortunately, going forward, I don't think he's going to be our main goalkeeper. As you can tell, 3 votes from me, not the best from Ben Williams. I feel like he got a lot of credit for what the defense did in the most, for the most part. I feel like he got a lot of credit for what the defense did. EA gave him 10 votes due to the fact that he was keeping clean sheets. But I feel like the defense, likes of Jan Hyung-soo, I think deserved a lot more attention. He just got 1 EA vote. So, yeah, Ben Williams ends up in 2nd, which means we have 2 spots left. And I'm going to name who came first. And the MVP for this season is Sam Gallagher and Chuba Akpom with a combined total of 14 votes each. Gallagher picking up 8 from EA and 6 from me, and Akpom earning 6 from EA and 8 from me. So close. 4 votes between the top 5, and it's Gallagher and Akpom who are going to have to share the spoils as they both end up with 14 votes. Very, very close MVP, but it's Akpom and Gallagher, and I think that's very, very fitting that our strike force, our 2 main men up front, were the 2 victors in this year's MVP race. Who will it be next season in the Premier League? I can't wait to get it started. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I'm going to take a bit of a break from the Bradford City career mode, maybe take 3 or 4, 5 days off, and we'll bring it back with a bang in the Premier League. You guys will get to see the transfer window, and our first 3 games, by the way, in the next season in the Premier League, our first 3 opening games are Tottenham, Liverpool, and Arsenal. So get ready for that. We're hitting the ground running. We're getting thrown in the deep end of the Premier League with the big boys. How are we going to do? Let me know in the comments section below. If you've enjoyed Season 2, smash the hell out of that like button. I'll see you guys very, very soon for another video. Keep it real.